Yes, Troy, you can start.
Okay, so the problem with what I'm seeing here is that obviously this excerpt was not centering vertically. It was centering horizontally fine, but it wasn't centering vertically as the image shrank and expanded. So we wanted to fix that. Also, another problem I saw is I had to go inside here all the way into the expector link to click on the H attribute in order for me to go to the next site. If I click here, nothing was happening. Obviously, I had to basically dig in and find it. We don't want that. So the best way to do this is to expand the A element, which is this. Let me see if I can find it. This A element actually surrounds both the text and this link icon. So I noticed that we can use this A element and expand it to the actual borders of this box. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that using absolute positioning and flexbox. So let's work on the absolute positioning. I think we talked about this in the very beginning of when we first started. The first thing we need to find out is what parent you want to use. Since I already did my homework, I deduced that. Let's see. I wrote it down someplace. Okay, hold on a second. We can figure it out again. I deduced that the best parent element to use is this portfolio grid item class. So I'm going to use an inspector to actually fix this. But this inspector is not fixing the actual problem. Get rid of this. Using inspector again, I'm going to add this class to my dome, and then I'm going to use position relative. What this does is actually it sets the boundaries of how far my A attribute is going to stretch across when I place it at 0, 0, 0 for each side here. And I'll show you exactly what's happening. You don't have to know what I'm talking about. You just have to see what's happening. So, let's see if I got here. Hopefully that happened. Here it is. So this is what I just created. This for portfolio grid item here, that class. I set it up for position relative. This is sort of setting boundaries for how far A will stretch. And it's here. This is a parent of A. Now, working with the same class, I am going to target A. And I'm going to specifically target the portfolio grid item A. So this A, everything doesn't stretch across everywhere, the entire world. So using my inspector again in the dome, I'm going to type in portfolio grid item, and I'm going to target my A, which is the anchor, which is the attribute. You know that I did it because I can actually add a border for px solid green. Let's see, it should have worked. Let's see, border portfolio. Actually, I should have saw something. Oh, this is actually here. It should have been a green. It should have been a green border, but you get the idea that I'm actually targeting the A, just actually adding a border. So we're not going to use that. What we're going to do, using absolute positioning, is we're going to add from top, bottom, left, right. We're going to give them all the value of 0. So now, what this is actually saying. Hold on a second. I'm getting a lot of emails. Sorry. I'll give you a visual look at what's happening. Still not the same thing. My green is not popping up. Tell me if I am coding incorrectly, by the way. PPX solid green. Okay, that is being overridden by something else. Okay, so you see the green border. This is actually the area I'm now working in. So you notice also that my cursor hand is now
everywhere on the image. Yeah.
You see everything?
Yes.
Now this whole entire box is linkable. This is exactly what we want. Okay?
Okay.
So when I click to JRP, I click anywhere in the box, rather than having to go to the text. I click anywhere in the box, and basically it'll take me to where I want to go. It'll take me to the link. So the whole entire box is now using the A attribute. That's all I did was basically use position absolute, and I expanded the borders all the way to the basically limits, which I created in portfolio grid item, which you remember that was basically position relative. So that's how I do. Hopefully this video you will take a look at it again and see what I did. So now, from that point, I'm going to use Flexbox in order to center vertically and horizontally everything. Actually, it's already centered horizontally, so I'll save some coding time and just center it vertically. So let's start that. So going back to where I targeted A, all I'm going to do is add display flex. We want to basically have a flex direction of column. Reason why I'm saying flex direction of column. Column is basically vertical up and down, as opposed to the default row. I think we talked about this last time, so I'm not going to go back into this detail. So the flex of column, the reason why I'm saying column is because, remember in A, within A, we have both the text and we have the image link. So, actually, that's kind of horrible, but we'll fix that in a second. You want to make sure, again, the flex direction is column. Well, you want to make sure that this just justify center. You want to make sure the align item is also center. So now, look what we have. We have a perfectly centered vertically and horizontal excerpt with the actual chain image. The flex direction, again, is flowing downwards rather than across. So this chain is actually underneath the excerpt. I'm going to get rid of my border. Obviously, that was just for visuals. And so now when I reduce the image, everything's always centered regardless of how large the image is. Any questions about that? You can stop the video, Tanisha.
Yeah.
Any questions about that?
Not right. Yeah.
Okay. Also, when we're using Flexbox, again, we're going to use all WebKit. We're going to use basically all the WebKits. So we're going to use the MS WebKit and the actual, the word WebKit.